Welcome to Singhui's internship journey. She has spent 22 weeks interning at OCBC Bank and let us understand how this internship informs her future choices. This is Singhui. She interned in a business compliance unit under emerging business. The key business of this department is conducting periodic or triggering event reviews for the corporate customer. In this department, there are few teams and she was working with the Investigate Analysis IA team that handles various data tools such as misuse of legal person tool and look application. Her main responsibilities include but not limited to conducting research via available bank systems, commercial databases and internet for information gathering, analyzing information gathered and preparing reviews findings and justifying reviews from customers' response and check through if there are anomalies in supporting documentation provided. This is Reddy, Singhui's mentor. He commented that her most significant contribution during this internship was not tied to a single incident, but rather during the high volume period when they were overwhelmed with sanction cases. She proactively took on a new initiative to assist in any way possible, whether by helping reviewers clear cases more quickly, identifying sanction red flags, or actively seeking opportunities to learn and offer support whenever needed. We also had an interview with Singhui about her experience and reflections after this internship. Now, let us watch the clips.
How did you feel about the organization you work for, the work that you were doing, and your role as an employee supporting the work of the respective departments you were assigned to? Can you share some positive or negative experiences that contributed to these feelings?
I actually found my internship experience to be fulfilling, enriching, and insightful. The nature of my work often required me to handle a large volume of data which demanded a high level of meticulousness, since even the slightest mistake could potentially affect the quality of the service delivered to our client. But despite this, I still felt a strong sense of fulfillment whenever I successfully completed my daily tasks, no matter how complex they were and how challenging it was for me to adapt to the workload. And of course, with the support and guidance that I received from my team and colleagues, it also helped me to better adapt and identify the mistakes that I have done and learn from it effectively. Managing the hectic workload was challenging, and there were moments where I doubted my ability to complete the task assigned. However, I learned to shift my mindset from worrying about not being able to finish to focus on prioritizing urgent matters and stay disciplined with the rest of my work. And through this, I realized that taking action is far more effective than dwelling on worries. Actions, rather than words, became my true measure of progress, and this has definitely motivated me to deliver consistently to the best of my ability. This also improved my time management to a large extent, and overall, I would actually say that my internship has been a positive and transformating experience filled with lessons, realizations, and breakthroughs that have contributed greatly to my personal and professional growth.
In what ways have you grown as an individual? What do you learn about yourself during these 20 weeks that you didn't really consider before?
Actually, before my internship, I was someone who disliked reading long documents filled with words, and I only skimmed through them. However, working in a compliance department required me to carefully review contracts submitted by customer as supporting documents. And actually, I would say this forced me to pay close attention to every single detail. Although initially I still found it difficult to stay focused, but I gradually realized the importance of this task as identifying underlying red flags was a crucial part of my job scope. Over time, I became more familiar with the various formats of contracts and developed the ability to efficiently spot the details I needed, which made me more effective in recognizing potential risk. Another key area of growth was in being meticulous, and I was not a very detail-oriented person before the internship, and I often overlooked things because I didn't have the habit of double-checking. But since I was dealing with the real-world client data in the bank, I constantly reminded myself the responsibility I carried. So I even kept a small note on my screen reminding me to double-check my work before sending it out. And I think the thought of making mistakes, which can burden my team or affect my internship grading, actually motivated me to be thorough. Alongside this, I also improved my organization skills. With the multiple tasks to manage daily, I learned to prioritize urgent matters, break down larger tasks into small steps, and keep a structured workflow. I made it a habit to maintain clear records of my progress, which helped me to stay on top of the deadlines and ensured that I could support my team efficiently. Besides, I actually also think that strong organization skills are key to handle pressure and ensure accuracy in the compliance work.
What have you learned in the internship companies that has helped you to form a better understanding of the current discipline?
Firstly, while my academic studies has equipped me with the theoretical knowledge of compliance, risk management, and financial product, the whole internship actually allowed me to see how these concepts are applied in the real-world banking operations, and I learned how regulatory frameworks such as KYC and AML requirements are integrated into daily processes, and how these actually safeguard the bank against a reputational and financial risk. These are the valuable insights that help me to form a deeper and more practical understanding of a discipline in banking and finance. Secondly, I think I've also gained exposure to professional standards required in banking, such as data confidentiality, accuracy, and compliance with international regulations. This insightful experience taught me why strict procedures exist and how they actually contribute to the whole banking and finance industry, specifically on how they contribute to the bank's or even financial institutions' reputation and trust with their clients. Lastly, I also learned that banking is not just about regulations and processes, but it's also about how we support our clients' needs while balancing on compliance obligations. This actually gave me a broader understanding of the discipline as both technical and relationship driven.
Let's end Singh's internship journey by how it helps to inform her in terms of career and education. In terms of career, it has given her clarity on a career path which she wishes to pursue and reaffirmed her commitment to building a strong foundation in compliance and risk management. Through her first-hand exposure to processes such as transaction monitoring and her skill screening, she gained a deeper appreciation of the critical role compliance plays in safeguarding the integrity of banking operations. This experience solidified her interest in the field, as she found the work both intellectually stimulating and impactful. Singh also comes to realization that compliance is not solely about adhering to regulations, it is also about exercising sound judgment, balancing clients' need with risk considerations, and ensuring operation efficiency. She particularly enjoyed the investigative aspect of reviewing client documentation and assessing potential risk, as it gave her a sense of responsibility and purpose in contributing to the financial institution's efforts to mitigate risk effectively. In terms of education and personal development, the internship highlighted the importance of staying updated with the regulatory framework and real-life compliance cases reported in the news. Keeping up to date allows one to gain valuable insights into emerging red flags and strategies used to address similar circumstances. This has motivated Singh Hui to strengthen her DENICOR knowledge in areas such as regulatory compliance, risk analysis, and financial crime compliance. Additionally, she recognized the growing importance of advanced data analytical skills to adapt to increasing digitalization of compliance functions. Moving forward, she planned to pursue additional courses, professional certifications, and possibly postgraduate studies that align with compliance and risk management so that she can deepen her expertise and remain competitive in the industry.
You'll come to the end of Singh Stay 2 weeks of internship journey. Bye-bye.